yeah, of course. And he's like, Donut, what are you doing? You can't be up here. And then says, oh, sorry, I was just, thought it was really cool. It won't happen again. I'm really sorry. And the captain's like, yeah, you're right. It won't happen again. And so then the next day.
When does this start getting funny?
Hey. The next day, the donut gets a jelly filling. And he's walking back, and he passes a place where the captain drives a ship. And he just remembers having so much fun that he decides to go back up to the place where the captain drives the ship.
What an ignorant little donut.
I know. And so he starts messing around again, and what do you know? The captain comes up and sees him. And he says, Donut, I told you not to come up here. If I catch you up here one more time, I'm throwing you off the ship. And the Donut's just like, well, fine. Overreact much. And so then the next day, the Donut met a girl, Donut, and they went on a date. And they're walking along the ship, and they pass the place where the captain drives the ship. And, Donut wants to impress his girl.
Gosh, guys, look. They're flat cars. What? Oh my god.
Way to interrupt the story.
What is it?
Flat cars.
I think flat cars are more interesting than the donut.
No, on a date.
On a date. Controlling the ship.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. Anyways, so then the Donut, so he wants
He's
to
on the date. He wants to impress his lady.
Yeah, so he wants to impress this lady. So he says, "Hey, babe, let's go up there. I'm gonna show you how the real men donuts do it." And she's, of course, good little girl. No, we shouldn't. But he convinces her in the end. And so they go up there, and he's trying to be all cool and whatever.
Drive the ship.
Yeah. And then the captain, of course, comes up and says, Donut, I told you not to come up here again. Now I'm going to have to throw you off the ship. So he throws him off the ship.
Is that the end?
Yeah.
So funny.
Okay, then this is the next one. It's a lot funnier. Some people don't think the donut part is as funny, but I think it's really funny. Okay, so there's this neighborhood block party, and there's this guy who he's so rich. He has all this money, like owns the whole neighborhood, but he's ugly. Like, oh my gosh, he is so ugly. Like, just look at him and you just like want to throw up. He's so ugly. And then there's this girl, and she doesn't really live in the neighborhood, but she's just kind of crashing the party because she's very poor. She's just dirt poor, like has no money, but she is gorgeous. She's
extremely
so
beautiful.
Like, just jaw-dropping, like, oh my goodness, beautiful.
Jaw-dropping.
And so she, they're at the party, and the ugly rich man sees the beautiful poor girl. And so he goes over and he starts like talking to her.
Romancing.
And she's totally, like, oh, this guy's so ugly. But she knows that he's really rich, and she doesn't have any money, so why not? And so then he's like, hey, you know what? Let's ditch this party and let's go out and get something to eat. And so they go, and he has a good time. She's just kind of like whatever. But they talk and talk and talk, and then after that, they start dating. And the guy is just so into this girl, and she's just not very into him at all, but she's into his money. And so they're dating, and then, going along.
I don't know.
And then after like 6 months of dating, they're on a boardwalk, and they're walking along, and all of a sudden, he gets down on one knee and pulls out a little Tiffany's box, and inside, and he asks her to marry him, and inside is this beautiful, like, huge diamond ring. Oh my goodness, gorgeous. So she does not like this guy at all, but, you know, hey, a nice, big, beautiful diamond ring, why not? So she, of course, just says yes, and she puts the ring on, and she's so excited that she just flings it into the ocean. And she feels awful because she wanted the ring. And so she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And he was like, oh, don't worry about it. We'll get you another one. Let's just go over to this lobster place and get some fresh lobster. And she's like, okay. And
Not fresh lobster.
I mean, oysters. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, an oyster place. Sorry, I always get it mixed up. Okay, so they go.
They look the same.
And, whatever. So they go over to the place and they sit down, and he tells the waiter, I want the freshest oysters you can get. I want you to literally go out and on a ship and get me some oysters and bring it back. I want top of the line fresh. So they come back in. So they get the oysters for him and bring it back. They're about to eat their oysters, and the girl opens her eggs up, and guess what's inside? The donut! You get it now?
I get it because I knew the donut before.
The donut!
That was hilarious.
Was that not the worst joke you've ever heard?
It was the worst joke I've ever
No,
heard.
it's so funny.
My dad almost killed Emily when she said it. He's like, this is so stupid.